Recording has just started. Okay.
It's not really playing.
So, is it not playing for you guys?
Yeah.
No, wait, got it.
We found this on Apple.
You guys know where to find it? You click on Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah?
And then it should take you here.
Yeah, this is let us play it.
And you press play.
Yeah, that's all we see. It's gray.
Ooh, so it's not working. Interesting.
So we found it on YouTube.
So hold on.
You play it from your end?
Yes, I can. Hold on.
Magical here.
I'm going to do it. This is why we have technology, because we can find it very easily.
Just be patient, guys.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, I know.
Okay, here we go. We're not going to watch this whole thing because it's very long, but we'll watch a bit of it. Can you guys hear it? No? No. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put this link on the, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put this link on the haiku so that you guys can access it. Sorry guys, I apologize. We'll get there. Sometimes these things happen. Okay, I'm going to put it on the comments on the bottom, and then that way you guys can access it. Okay, so I'm putting, see page comments on the bottom?
All right, so what you're going to do is get out of this screen, go back. Where's the session 3?
Okay.
Go back to session 3. Is the page comment?
Okay, and I posted the comment, and all you have to do is
Refresh your screen.
refresh the screen. Yeah, who said refresh it? Great job. So it should be here, and then you guys could just click on the link and watch like the first couple minutes. I would say the first 3.5 minutes.
Hold on. Yeah.
It's still coming back. That was mad. Is that broken? Yeah.
Was back on ad. That's actually part of it. That's actually
No, it's not.
yeah, part of it.
Come on, what's in
I know, but you know about it now.
Back.
Oh.
Where did you find it? No, it's coming to the screen. Okay, the high to line one. Go back. You'll find it.
Just watch the video. Just listen to it. Just watch the video. Just repeat it.
Okay. Let it go. Let the ad run. Max, let me help.
All right, let's watch another minute. Okay, all right, let's pause the video.
I didn't even get to watch it.
Okay, let's pause it. All right,
Please.
so I'm going to share my screen again. You guys can look up here. Who's ever playing it, if you could stop, please.
Guys, pause it.
And definitely turn off the sound. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is, if you see on the right side B, there's a question. It says, do you think that this clip from Fiddler on the Roof is a good representation of Jewish life before the Holocaust? Explain why or why not in the comment section below at the bottom. So what you do is you vote yes or no. Does Fiddler on the Roof, and this is the first time we're doing this, do you think this represents Jewish life before the Holocaust, what you just saw in that video? Okay? And then what you do is yes or no, and then you go all the way to the bottom, like I showed you before, to the comments, and you post a comment with your name on it. Okay?
Okay.
Thumbs up if you understand.
Does everybody understand?
Again, so the question here, and then you vote yes or no, whether what you think, if life was like this, and then you go to the bottom and you explain why you think it was or was not. Let's take 3 minutes to do that. So far, nobody has responded to the question, yes or no.
I responded.
You wrote yes.
Okay, let's see.
And now if you sign out, it doesn't work.
We have 7 yes and 0 no's so far. And then I'd like people to start writing the comments below again. So I'll show you where you write the comments below. And you guys are going to get this. You'll get this from now on whenever I say write a comment. You go all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. And you go to page comments. And you write plus comment.
No, and then you go over here. Where you post your comment.
And please make sure you write your name.
And make sure you write your name. Does everybody understand?
So Ben, you just wrote.
Ben, you didn't sign your name. You already
No.
signed it?
Right. Sometimes it comes up with your name because you're signed on to that account.
Did you vote already?
No. Well, I voted, but I didn't comment.
Okay.
I didn't get to see it.
Zach, a couple of them needed extra seconds to watch a little more video. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, so if you need a couple of seconds more to see the video, that's fine. Okay? How are you doing, Rachel? You're good? Okay. Freddie, you okay over there? Yeah. Well, you can just watch my I need your help. I accidentally, why did you sign that? I pressed the accidentally. Go back to trying to get the video. Just type in my microphone. So, enter. Safety, good. Remember the parameters? No parameters. Little 16 parameters. Go down. Did you vote? Hold on. Did you vote already? Watch the video. Oh, you didn't watch the video yet? Okay, so go down. No, you haven't seen the video yet, you said. Is that correct? Go to page comments. Let's see if you want to see. Okay.
I think we could stop listening to the video now. Everyone has a basic idea of what they're seeing. Who's ever listening, please turn off the video.
Guys, you gotta mute your volume.
Okay, so let's give it a minute or two to see a couple of the answers. So far, we still only have 7 responses. How many are there of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're missing a couple responses. And we have 6 responses from no. Right. If you only wrote your as an answer yes or no, it's very important that we always explain ourselves. Okay, so please make sure you do not write just yes. So Brooke, if you don't mind, please continuing with what you wrote. Pardon?
After that. She did, after that posting.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Let's take another 2 minutes to finish. We have a lot to do still today.
Anybody need help? If you need to raise your hand. If you need my help.
You guys are doing great so far. How do you guys like posting comments? Is it fun?
Yeah.
Does it remind you of Bookface?
What?
Bookface.
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. I forgot.
Is that how they say it in Canada?
In Israel, they say Bookface.
Right.
In the front, what's your name in the glasses again?
Eva?
Eva. Okay. All right. Let's go 30 more seconds, and then we're going to go through a couple of the responses. Let's. We're doing well. We're doing well so far. I'm very happy about this. Oh, we have 9 people that voted. All said yes. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. It's a great response rate. Now let's go to the comments. We're going to start reading the comments. I'm just going to ask at random for people to speak. Jared Sternberg.
Oh, yeah.
Can you read your response, please? So the question again was, do you think this clip from Fiddler on the Roof is a good representation of Jewish life before the Holocaust? Explain why or why not. So let's go to the comments.
Well, I think I sort of said something different.
Okay, let's hear what you said.
I would say, like, it doesn't matter what you are because they're Jewish and they're happy that they're Jewish, so just be happy with who you are.
All right, so that's a great message. It's not necessarily what the question was asking, but I appreciate the good life lesson. Okay, let's have Freddie. You got to post a little bit more than what you wrote. Let's have from Brooke.
Okay.
Yes, because it shows how they lived in their life before it was destroyed. It was happy and everyone was good.
Awesome, right? So this is how their life. So again, the question is, was this their life? Like, you saw Fiddler on the Roof. You guys think that that's how Jewish life was before the Holocaust?
Yes.
All of you said yes. Okay, Xander, what'd you say?
I said it shows how they constantly show their devotion to God and everything they do and how it's been going on for them.
Right. So Xander, it's a great answer. Do you think every Jew? Do you think that this is how all Jews lived before the Holocaust?
No, not really.
Did you answer yes in the poll?
I said yes. I answered yes.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to respond before we continue? Yes, Rachel?
I think I said yes because I think it shows that we follow the laws of the Torah by always wearing something on their head and wearing their tzitzit on and we weren't able to follow Jewish tradition during the Holocaust. Also, and
Sorry, you said we were not able to follow?
follow Jewish tradition.
Interesting. Well, we're gonna learn about that faith during the Holocaust. It's a great point. So the question here, and you guys, sorry, yeah, in the back. What's your name again, Max?
Yep.
You want to give your response?
Yeah. Yes,
Please.
because the Jews had freedom and good citizens traveling into Israel before the Nazis came along.
One more time and louder, please.
Yes, because the Jews had freedom and good citizens traveling into Israel before the Nazis came along.
Interesting, but you know this is in Europe, that video.
Yes.
Okay, so, right, so it's very important. This video is great. Any of you ever seen the movie Fiddler on the Roof?
No. Yes.
Right, any of you making your way into the city soon? To Manhattan? Any of you guys going to Manhattan soon?
Yes.
Fiddler on the Roof is currently on Broadway there. Highly suggest it. But the problem, here's the issue, and listen up, because all of you voted yes, or what I see is most of you said yes, because I haven't refreshed my page in a long time. Most people think that this was Jewish life. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of the term shtetl. Ben, right? Ben in the back, or is that Freddie?
Oh, Ben.
Ben, do you know what shtetl means?
I don't know what it means, but my big grandpa would always use it.
He probably does. Shtetl was where Jews were, not all Jews, but some Jews lived before, like, let's say before the Holocaust. It was basically a village only with Jews, and they lived in those areas. That's what you're seeing in Fiddler on the Roof. You're seeing what is called a shtetl. It's a small little area, usually like a farm type of place. There's chicken farmers, there's cow farmers, there's a guy who fixes the shoes, there's the rabbi, and this is how Jews lived, or some Jews lived, but not all. And I think the name of this class, and the reason why it's so important, is called A Lost World, Jewish Life in Europe. Because it's very important to understand that Jewish life, what you guys saw, was very simple, was a very beautiful way of living for some people, but was one of many different ways in which Jewish people lived. I think, Rachel, you mentioned that these Jews were keeping the rituals, the mitzvot. Someone was wearing tzitzit. They were connected to God. They were religious people. That was one community and one people that were living before the Holocaust. But you have to understand that it was way bigger than that. You had Jews that were living by themselves. You had non-religious Jews, or I'll use secular Jews, living with everybody else. You had religious Jews living with everyone else. You had a ton of things. And what we're going to do in this class is get a little bit more of an idea of what Jewish life was like before the Holocaust, not just to learn what it was like before the Holocaust, but to know how much was lost during the Holocaust, right? And that's a really important idea, because if you just think of it, oh, it was like there was these people in the farms. Yeah, it's sad that they lost their lives, but life wasn't so great. They didn't have technology. They weren't so advanced, things like that. You're getting the wrong picture, right? Jewish life was way more than that. And you had people who were the professors, the doctors, the highest people in secular society, that just like those religious Jews and just like those people who wore the Jewish clothing and were outwardly Jewish, living in those shtetls, met the same fate as the Jews who try to hide it and the Jews who left Judaism. And this is a very important idea. So what I'd like to do, Beth, if you can help out, divide into 3 groups. So I think the way we'll do it is everybody in the first row, you guys will be group 1. It's 4 of you, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll have Ben, Fred, the 2 tables, Xander, Max, and I forget your name, sorry?
We're going to have Freddie, Jared.
Rachel.
Ben.
Freddie, Jared, and Ben? Right. Okay. Right. And I want everyone's going to follow along because we're going to do something a little different. So just look at my screen, okay? So what we're going to do now is a Google PowerPoint. Okay, and my computer's just going a little slow. Here we go. So here below, there's a link right down here. You guys see this link? Okay, what I'd like you to do is, you're going to be divided into 3 groups, and you've just been divided into 3 groups. Each group is responsible for reading one of the slides and writing on the following slide 1 sentence discussing one important point which you read. We're starting slow because this is going to be something that we do a lot, so I thought we'd do something easy. Okay, so group 1, you're the first group. You're the one in the front row. So you guys are going to read the slide that says Jewish life before the 1800s, and I'm going to show you the slide in a second.
Yeah, ladies? Okay.
Group 2, that's going to be Max, Rachel, and Xander. You guys are group 2. You're going to read the slide on Jewish emancipation. And then group 3, that's Jared, Ben, and Freddie. You're going to read the Haskalah. Okay, so now what everyone's going to do, and please do this with me. Can you guys click on the Google document with me? You guys all clicked on it? You're all there?
No, it's right under the group.
Yeah, it's the...
We see it. Guys, the doc right underneath.
Okay, so a lot of people sign on. So what's going to happen is group one, your Jewish life in Europe. Okay, what you'll do is you'll read this, and then together on the slide right after it. Are you guys following? on the slide right after it, you just write one sentence discussing an important point that you read, like a summary sentence, just one. Then the next group, Jewish emancipation. You guys will read this, and then on the second slide, you write one sentence summarizing an important idea of what you read. And then the last group, Haskalah, Jewish enlightenment. So each group has one slide that has writing on it, and one slide that is empty that you then will write on. And Beth will help out. Thumbs up if you understand, thumbs down if you don't.
Guys, thumbs up, you understand? Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Okay, I think we're good, okay? You guys can either do it one sentence per group. It could be one sentence per person. Just make sure you write your name after that, okay? So I'm following along, and I see a couple of people already writing. I'm really happy about that. I don't see anyone writing in the Jewish emancipation, so that's Max. Are you guys reading, Max, Rachel, and Xander?
Wait, who made it smaller? I'm reading.
Okay, and I see that Ben, Freddie, and Jared, you guys are reading. That's great. Okay, you guys are doing great so far. Make sure you read, understand, and then I'm going to ask someone from each group to present.
Your Jewish emancipation. Everybody, make sure you're reading the correct slide for your group.
Xander, one line.
You can write a sentence after you read the what's the red? Whoa, and.
Why are you, can I ask you a question? We're moving on to the next thing. I understand that, but you're working to do.
Girls in the front, you guys understand what to do?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you guys should start writing soon. Freddie, Ben, and Jared, you guys are good?
Wait, what do you write?
Do one like summarizing sentence, one sentence explaining what this slide said.
See, we're on a Google Doc now. Yeah, you're with group 2. You're with Xander and Max. Okay? You're going to be reading Jewish emancipation. You're going to read this paragraph, and you're going to read this slide. When you're done, just write one sentence that explains what you just read. Okay?
And so where's the last?
I just want to highlight.
Read this first, then you put the comment. Okay? There you go.
Okay, Haskalah, you guys are writing. That's good. I'd like to see more people writing, please.
Way long.
You guys. Okay.
Don't worry about that, please.
Is it okay if we write more than one sentence?
Yeah. You guys, if you want to write more than one sentence, that's fine. And if you want to write one sentence per group, you guys could work together. You guys could have different sentences, but let's get writing done. You guys are doing pretty good so far. I'm pretty impressed. Good job, Jewish life in Europe.
Okay? Remember, you're only writing this. Right. Don't worry about what Ben's doing, because if you're going to wait for Ben, you may not have time to write anything. So just write it down.
It's the same thing. Oh, so far each has a I don't know.
Okay, let's take another 2 minutes, please, to finish writing.
Everybody write your own thing. Xander writes for Xander, Rachel writes for Rachel.
I'm writing for myself.
Max writes for school. Max, did you delete everybody's?
No, it's fine. No, I didn't. I didn't read.
This is so confusing.
No, I didn't.
What does that mean?
We have your
Oh,
Type my own.
Someone deleted that. This thing is not.
Okay, got it. Okay, the problem is when somebody types and somebody else tries to type and end up inadvertently deleting somebody else's answer.
Okay, so let's try having one person type for the group, and you guys could all do it together.
So guys, listen to me, please. Listen to me for 1 second. Group one also. Get your get your ideas together and have somebody type it for you. Understood? One person will represent the group. Each group has your own ideas. Present it to that one person.
Hang on, I'm typing.
I think we should let Xander type this time. Let's give Xander an opportunity to type. Okay. You give him your answer.
Pardon? Did someone erase your slide?
I did it.
And
It deleted.
I don't know. There's be some kind of technical with this.
Okay. Listen up, everyone. If you're going to be playing, remember, I don't know, but it's an etiquette again. If you're going to be playing with other people's slides, someone's slide just by mistake got erased, and they worked hard on it. So we're gonna make sure, please, you're only focusing on what you're doing. And please don't, if you've erased someone, then please don't. In the back?
Is it okay that I add another slide?
Yeah, if you want to add your own slide, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna stop in 20 seconds, and if you haven't written, girls in the front, I know you wrote and I appreciate it. Maybe you could, I can ask everyone to sort of explain their slide so you could talk it out also.
You need to stop. Guys, you cannot be freaking out every time something gets deleted, okay? If you have a problem or question, then ask me. Make sure you're typing in the right slide. Understood? Make sure you're typing, Ben, I'm speaking to you. Make sure you're typing in the right slide, the one that goes underneath the one that you read.
Okay, we're gonna continue. So I'm gonna ask from the first group, Jewish Life in Europe, if you could sort of, if everyone can just listen up, if you could explain what that slide said. You could just say it out loud. Anyone in the first group? Yeah, Rachel, please. But we need everybody listening. So Max, if you can please sit down, and if you could speak loudly, please, so everyone can hear. Shh.
They had to wear.
Sorry, but you have to just say, if you could say it in your own words and just loudly. Yeah.
You just had to wear special yellow stars to show that they were Jewish and not Christian.
Great. Who else wants to say something? Yes, please, Lily.
They couldn't do what they wanted even back then. They were restricted.
Great. Awesome. Eva? Brooke?
The Jews couldn't go anywhere. Like some countries were forbid Jews to enter.
Great. Thank you. So if everybody could listen in the back, the reason why this is important, because girls in the front, you're going to hear something different from what they're going to say in the back. Before the 1800s, so there's the 1900s, the 20th century, and then the 1800s. So before the 1800s, Jews were very restricted. So what you saw in that video, the Fiddler on the Roof, that was life back then.
We lost you for a second, Zach.
Okay, Jews were not allowed to do whatever they wanted. Sometimes they had to wear a yellow star, just like in the Holocaust. They weren't allowed living wherever they wanted to. They had to live in just amongst themselves. So this is very important, because what we're going to see right after this, the next group is Jewish emancipation. They're going to explain something that's very different. So Jewish emancipation, Xander, do you want to go?
I'm not done yet. I'm almost done.
Okay, anybody from emancipation want to explain their slide a little bit?
Right.
Okay, Xander, why don't you start, and then Max, you can continue.
Well, in the 19th century, many European countries abolished laws that discriminated against Jews, which allowed Jews to be granted citizenship and also, well, they were allowed to
Do whatever they want. They weren't allowed to do whatever they want back then.
Awesome.
and they
Great.
were-
And they couldn't live wherever they want. Now the Jewish people have freedom to live wherever they want.
Very, very important. So girls in the front, I hope you guys were able to catch that, and also boys in the back, that before the 1800s, Jews didn't have freedom. They weren't allowed practicing religion. They weren't allowed, they had to live with themselves. They couldn't live wherever they wanted. And then emancipation, which is a bit after the 1800s, emancipate means to sort of like become free. The Jewish people were then allowed to become citizens. They got rights. They were allowed to live where they wanted to. So that leads us to the next step. And that's the last group, Ben, Freddie, and Jared. Do you want to explain what you'd had?
Who wants to speak? Guys, I couldn't get you quiet. Now no one wants to talk? Is that what it takes?
Well, what we wrote is that the Haskalah movement was a movement in which Jews from the 18th to 19th century were encouraged themselves to start learning more about Hebrew, Jewish history, and culture. This is also a time when Jews started to mix in with European culture.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I want you guys to pay attention. Look up here for a second. It went from Jews not being free to Jews being given freedom to the last part, the Haskalah. Anybody know Hebrew here? Raise your hand.
No.
Anybody? Mind in Hebrew is seichel. And the word enlighten means like to learn and to get knowledge, comes from the word haskalah, which the root word is sechel, which is your mind. So in the mid 1800s, not only Jews were free and granted citizenship, more importantly is they started to learn more. They were allowed learning about European culture. They took European culture and mixed it with Jewish culture. And you had Jewish history, Jewish philosophy. You had really amazing ideas come out at this time. So what we're getting here right now, which is what you probably didn't know before. My assumption is you guys sort of thought that like Jewish life before the Holocaust was like what it was like in the 1800s, Fiddler on the Roof. They lived in like these like villages where they took care of chickens and everybody was very religious and they couldn't go anywhere and they only married Jews and all that. And that's what life was like because they had to. But way before the Holocaust, like over 100 years before the Holocaust, Jews left that area. I'm not saying all Jews became what you'll see the Haskalah as Ben, Freddie, and Jared wrote. They said Jews started writing about Hebrew, about Judaism in a little bit more of a European way, and they started to get integrated in European culture. And we're going to see some pretty cool things. If you guys did a great job here. I really appreciate it. You guys did a great job. So I'm going to share my screen again. If you go to the bottom part, okay, this should take you to a lino board. So it says there's a bunch of pictures. So you guys are over here? You guys with me?
Yes.
So it says, please look at all the pictures on the lino below and then write a sentence or two describing what is significant about the differences between the pictures. Please make sure to write your name at the bottom of your statement. And this is very important. Comment on one of your friend's statements. So here's the link where it says Paramus. You click it. And that will take you to a lino board. And what I'd like everybody to do is post a sticky about describing what's important about the differences of the pictures.
Yeah, the pictures aren't showing up.
Are the pictures not showing up?
They're not.
You're
That's-
not.
That's try refreshing the page. I thought they may have just not been working on mine.
No.
Oh, that's a little frustrating.
Fresh, it didn't come up.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to skip to the next part. But basically, the idea there was that, do you guys see this picture on the haiku, the one that you can see on my page?
Yep.
All right, go
So
back to that page, guys.
it's at the bottom of the page. So what you could see is a group it's a very, you would say, traditional religious family. This is one picture, but the other pictures was of a Jewish girls soccer team. a professor in a university, a religious professor in a university. So there were all these different pictures talking about the different types of people. Just important, I wish I had it, I'm sorry. If you guys go now up to the top of the haiku page, on the left side where it says Jewish diversity, please click on that. Okay? And we're going to go to the next section.
Click on top of the page. Up on the
Okay? All right? Are you guys on the top of the page?
everybody there.
Did you guys go to Jewish diversity?
Yes.
Jewish diversity.
Okay, we're gonna do another Google link, but not a slideshow. Here, the question is, how much did Jews get involved in modern society? So I want you to divide back into your 3 groups, and the link below. Can you guys click on Paramus? Everyone, click on it.
Click on Paramus.
That should take you to this Excel document. And what you have here, people are signing on. Group 1, that's the front, you guys are Karl Marx. Group 2, that's Max, Rachel, and Xander. You guys are Sigmund Freud. And group 3, that's Ben, Freddie, and Jared. You guys are Helen Mayer. What I'd like you to do, and we'll take 5 minutes to do this, is I'd like you to please do a light research. Do light research, meaning I don't expect you to write like a whole, like a whole Megillah, like just to answer these 2 questions. So group 1, you'll research Karl Marx. You'll go on the internet. You'll try to find out who he is. And I want you to write here, what is he famous for? And where were they born? Those are the 2 answers. Okay, again, we're doing everything sort of light here because I just want you guys to get used to using these documents. Okay, so as a group, you guys research. So group 2, you guys research Sigmund Freud. Group 3, Helen Mayer. And I want you guys to, what are they famous for and where were they born? Okay, you guys have 5 minutes starting now.
Okay,
Yes, Xander.
who's group?
You guys are group 2. Xander, Rachel, and Max.
Who are we doing?
You guys are doing Sigmund Freud. Lily, do you have a question?
You can't write. Yeah, it says.
Oh, you can't write? Okay, so hold on. Oh, you're right. Let me edit. Everyone on the link can edit. Thank you very much. You guys are great. Okay, now just refresh the page and you guys will be able to edit.
Rachel, click on that.
Okay. So everybody should be researching right now. Again, you don't have to do so much just to get an idea of who these people were.
And you guys are group 3. You are on there.
How do you wrap text?
Same group as that, you're group 3. We're back in those groups that you were before.
Right. I want you guys to please write it in your own words. Very important. Max, you're good there?
I had Sigmund Freud.
Right? Max, Rachel, and Xander. You guys have Sigmund Freud. Yes, Rachel in the front.
It'll only view only for me.
Pardon?
It's only view only.
No. I shared it with everyone. You should basically.
She's good now.
Oh, you're good? Okay. Girls, try to write it together. Everybody should work together. You guys could do the research separately, but when you write together, please. Okay? Take another 3 minutes to do this.
3 minutes, guys.
Do we type on this document?
You can type on this document, but just make sure you guys are working together. If you want to write separately, then you guys can just put it on a different box.
Remember, do a different box. You guys are group 3.
Are you in the box? No, I'm not. He's okay. And you just okay, but also write.
You're on 2.
Also write that he is
Someone like
Sorry.
something.
on the description. What?
Okay, another 2 minutes. Someone wrote the same thing a bunch of times.
I was trying to make it larger, so I'm going to room for it. Oh, here we go. Okay, we have to Sorry about that.
No problem.
No, right, there's like something. We don't delete one.
Okay, another minute and a half, please.
Discuss it together and you'll say the same thing.
Germany.
What say you want? Because I cannot.
Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute.
One more minute, guys.
Yeah, I just know that.
Okay, 30 seconds. Ah, keep us time.
Okay, guys, finish up your thoughts. Jared, you're right back there?
Okay. The only one we're missing is Sigmund Freud.
He died in 83.
Okay, we're gonna as the Sigmund Freud group finishes, we're gonna start just explaining. So can the group 3, can you explain to everyone who Helen Mayer was, please?
Group 3, that would be in the back there. Jared, ready? Ben?
Then, read. I'm sorry, you guys help me not at all. You still want to know what she was born. You didn't help me at all. Helen Mayer was a world champion Olympic fencer who competed for Nazi Germany in the 1936 Summer Olympics. Despite having been forced to leave Germany and resettle, I knew that, in the United States because she was a part of the family back country. Okay, I did.
Okay, guys, from now on, again, I'd like you to please write in your own words. It's very important because if you can't read or understand the words that you're writing, then that's not a good sign. But the important point here is what I wanted to show you is that Helen Mayer was a female athlete, a female Jewish athlete, before the Holocaust. Okay, let's have. Why don't we go to Karl Marx?
Okay, so Karl Marx was like a philosopher.
Yeah.
He was a revolutionary communist. And he was May 5th, 1818 in Trier, Germany. He died on March 14th, 1883 in London, United Kingdom.
Great. Okay, so Karl Marx, those of you who've ever heard, raise your hand if you ever heard of communism. Okay, Karl Marx came up with communism. This was a Jewish philosopher living in the early 1800s in Europe, and he came up with communism, and he's probably one of the most famous. Thank you. Thank you. One of the most famous philosophers of all time. Yes, Eva, please.
Didn't he make these books on the bottom?
On the bottom?
Yeah.
Which ones? Sorry. I don't see them.
Oh, because what's the up and then it shows like these 5 books.
Right. He wrote a number of books. He's probably the most famous person. Okay, let's have the last group, Sigmund Freud.
Okay, Sigmund Freud. Let's go, group 2.
You guys could just write quickly or say it off the top of your head.
Andrew, you want to say it off the top of your head?
Well, Sigmund.
Max, hang on. Do you want to speak or you want Max to do it? Okay, go ahead, Max.
Sigmund Freud was born in.
It's all right. You don't worry about the date.
He was born in 1856 in what is now the Czech Republic.
Okay. And what is he famous for? Yes?
He's famous for being the father of psychoanalysis.
Right. Okay, so just in short, Sigmund Freud is the most famous psychologist that's probably ever existed. The way psychology works today is because of him, and he was a Jewish psychologist. Now, what you see here are three people who, unlike the video which you saw of Fiddler on the Roof, which was life like before the 1800s, where Jews had to live by themselves, separated, everyone was very religious, to a world in which Jews were first emancipated, allowed back into the country, and like as citizens, and then enlightened, the Haskalah, the last group, where they were not.
For a second. You're frozen like this.
Okay, sorry. Okay, not only were they were allowed in the country to be citizens, but then they were also to learn and be on the same level intellectually. So you had Jews who rose up to the highest levels. Now we don't. I just showed you just the secular Jews, right? Because I don't want you to picture Jewish life as just the shtetl, which has a lot of value and there's a lot of amazing things that came from there. I'm not here to tell you that that wasn't good life, right? But I'm just showing you that life was way more than that. That was before the 1800s. Then after the 1800s, like around 130 years before the Holocaust, Jews started coming back into society, and Jews started being allowed to raise to the highest levels of government, of universities, and every field from accounting to medicine to dentistry to everything. Now, what I didn't show you, which is a very important part, and what we're going to end the class with right now, is what Judaism turned into. So this next section, which we're going to finish off, is has anyone heard of Rabbi Abraham Geiger?
Who? Rabbi who?
Geiger, this picture on the right side, he is, if I'm not mistaken, the father. He basically was one of the main rabbis who started Reform Judaism. So this is yeah. So what you have here in this lino board, which I would like you guys to finish off, is quotes from different. I'm going to just change this up, from different 19th century rabbis. Okay, different rabbis, Orthodox, Reform, Conservative, all the different types of rabbis. And you're going to see is the rabbis also changed. They were also different because of society. And that's what we're going to end off class with. And I'd like you guys to do that lino board. Okay, is that good?
No, we don't see that. We don't see that. Well, we only see the last
it says where the parameters is. I'm going to just fix it up. So you guys will give me 1 minute to fix it up and you guys can start it. Okay? Bye, guys.
Bye, Zach.
Bye.
Bye.